Imagine this. You are standing in a silent room, and for the first time, the noise in your head stops. In that sudden clarity, a chilling question surfaces. What if the knowing feeling that you are not enough, not successful, attractive, or intelligent enough, is not a personal failure, but a meticulously crafted product? What if your deepest insecurities are not yours at all? Consider the paradox. You live in the most connected, affluent age in history, surrounded by tools of unparalleled self-expression. Yet, a quiet epidemic of inadequacy spreads. We scroll through curated perfection, measure our lives against impossible metrics, and chase standards that shift like sand. The anxiety feels intimate, uniquely yours, a private war waged in the mind. But what if the battlefield itself was designed by invisible architects? Feel the weight of that possibility, the haunting suspicion that you are running a race where the finish line moves just as you approach it, that the goalposts of a good life are perpetually repainted by hands you cannot see. This is the silent tension of our age, a profound feeling of lack amidst a world of staggering abundance. We must ask, who does this insecurity serve? And what profound truth about your own mind have you been strategically distracted from seeing? The answer begins not with a look inward, but a piercing gaze at the machinery of society itself. If this truth resonates with you, subscribe to continue this journey as we unravel the hidden machinery. Your engagement shapes this exploration. Like and comment with your first reaction below. This machinery is not an accident. It is a system perfected over centuries that thrives on your unconscious comparison. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre observed, "Hell is other people, but a deeper hell may be the version of yourself you believe others demand." The system operates on a simple, brutal formula. First, it fragments the integrated self. Carl Jung warned of the persona, the mask we wear for society. The trap is when the mask fuses to your skin, and you forget what lies beneath. You are convinced the mask is you. Then it creates a void. It severs you from intrinsic values, purpose, connection, authentic struggle, and offers extrinsic replacements: status, prestige, consumable symbols of belonging. The 20th century thinker Aldous Huxley, in Brave New World, foresaw a dystopia not of punishment, but of pleasure and distraction. Our version is subtler. It is a marketplace of identities, where your insecurity is the primary commodity. Every ad, every lifestyle post whispers the same insidious message: you are incomplete. This will complete you. The psychological root is our innate need for belonging, twisted into a mechanism of control. To be secure in yourself, to be genuinely self-possessed, is to become immune to 1,000 engineered desires. The system, therefore, must keep you in a state of gentle, perpetual self-rejection. It sells you the cure for a sickness it invented, but this manipulation is only the surface. To see its true power, you must witness the devastating, invisible consequences it has already etched into your reality. These consequences are not dramatic collapses, but a silent erosion. Your reality becomes a funhouse mirror, distorting every reflection. Cognitive biases like the spotlight effect, the belief that others notice your flaws as intensely as you do, amplify your perceived inadequacies, while social comparison theory binds your self-worth to a relentless, invisible ranking system. Neurologically, each ping of envy or shame reinforces pathways, making the feeling of lack your brain's default setting. Culturally, this conditioning reshapes your very behavior. You begin to pre-reject yourself, opting out of opportunities before you can be judged. You pursue goals you do not truly desire, simply because the chase is a sanctioned script for worthiness. Your identity becomes reactive, a collage of responses to external pressures. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer glimpsed this prison, writing of the constant oscillation between pain and boredom, driven by the will that is perpetually wanting. Here, the will is programmed. The most urgent consequence is the theft of attention. Your mental energy, the finite resource of your consciousness, is siphoned away from building a meaningful inner life and poured into managing an external projection. You monitor the avatar while the soul grows faint. This is how a society of individuals becomes a crowd of performers, haunted by the same scripted insecurities, yet feeling utterly alone in them. But this is not the end of the story. It is merely the setup. Because if the trap has a design, then it also necessarily has a key. The rebellion begins with a radical, counterintuitive act, not building higher self-esteem, but dismantling the need for it. This is the profound shift. Viktor Frankl, who found meaning in the depths of Auschwitz, wrote that between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom. Your first act of defiance is to widen that space. When the pang of inadequacy strikes, you do not obey its command to seek validation. You pause. You question. Who benefits from me feeling this way right now? The mindset shift is from consumer to creator of your own values. Look to historical and philosophical figures who broke the script. Diogenes, who owned nothing and feared no man's judgment. The Stoics, who distinguished between what is within their control, their judgments and actions, and what is not, fame, wealth, others' opinions. Their power came from internal sovereignty. You start by auditing your desires, interrogating each one. Is this my want, or a program running? This is not passive withdrawal, but active reclamation. You withdraw your attention, the currency the system feeds on, and reinvest it in the tangible, the authentic, and the intrinsically meaningful. You define your own metrics for a life well lived. The rebellion is quiet, internal, and devastatingly effective. It makes you ungovernable by these engineered fears. But to cement this freedom, you must confront the ultimate truth, the final layer of the illusion that makes everything fall into place. If this path of rebellion speaks to you, subscribe to forge ahead toward the final liberating truth. Let us know your thoughts, like this video, and comment below on what you are reclaiming. The ultimate truth is this: the system's greatest trick is making you believe the cage is real. The bars are not made of steel, but of thought. Thoughts you did not originate, but came to call your own. The final paradigm shift is recognizing that the insecurity was never a flaw in you. It was always a feature of the machine, and you are not a component. You are the witness. The entire drama of lack is a projection on a wall, and you have been taught to kneel before the shadows, mistaking them for substance. This redefines everything. Your past struggles are not failures of character, but evidence of a sophisticated, invisible curriculum you are forced to study. Your sudden clarity is not a new insight, but a remembering of a more fundamental reality that existed before the conditioning began. You are not a self to be improved upon according to their blueprint, but a consciousness that can observe the blueprint itself, and in that observation, dissolve its power. And with this poetic, cinematic reckoning, the world will continue to hum its tune of lack. The screens will still glow with curated dreams, but you now hear the silence beneath the noise. You feel the solid ground beneath the shifting sand. You are no longer a prisoner pleading for a better cage. You are the one who walked out of the invisible door, realizing it was never locked, only imagined. The haunting question that remains is not what you should become, but what you will create with the profound and unsettling freedom of being, finally, your own.